Okay, now go ahead. You raise questions. I said a lot. About where human beings are from. What's your understanding at this point? I mean, we are, we are humans, right? And we live in the human world. But what is the true origin of human being?
Human beings come from, when we are born, the 천지 부모님, we call the 천지 부모님, the heaven and the earth, the parent of heaven and the earth, and we got their instruction and come in human beings. So, example, the creator instruct to us go to the human being. Then we come in the world in human beings.
I see. That's what you understand.
Yeah.
You think that human beings actually received the instruction of the creator.
Yeah,
and then to come down to this realm called the human world, and to become human being. That's your answer.
Yeah, so, in the nature streams, every spring, summer, autumn, winter, and this is the turning. Every year this turning. This is the nature stream. So in the human being also with the nature's stream. So in the human being, when we die, then like the nature stream, we can come reincarnation in human being.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
the beginning of our conversation was about reincarnation, right?
Yeah.
So basically my understanding is that you, through your journey in the human world, and you are seeking for the truth about, where you are from. And your current understanding is that the 天地父母. So, the heaven and earth are our true parents, right?
Yeah.
Heaven and earth, you think, are human beings' true parents. And then human beings actually live in here. The spirit then, who give the spirit to human being? I mean, in the human world, right, you say the human parents give us, the life because they mother through pregnancy of 10 months and then deliver the baby as if the children are coming from mom's womb, right? So as if the answer for, where human beings are from, at the human level, we all say that we should really thank mothers, right? Without the mother, suffer for 10 months to carry the baby, and basically, none of the human being would be able to come into the world. So mother is really, the origin of a baby, right? But then we also know that the only mother cannot have baby, also need a father, right? So the father and the mother together, contribute to a human being to come into the world, correct? So that's why in the moral teachings, we're emphasizing children must really respect both parents, right? But also in the moral teaching before the parents, we have the 天地人. So also talk about, human beings' relationship with heaven and earth, correct? So, parents are both 人 means human, right? But the parents are also basically, came from, not from anywhere else, but we talk about 天 and 地, right? So basically in the moral teaching, I think you agree that, the moral teaching you follow emphasize that man actually comes from nature. Man is part of nature, right?
Yeah, of course.
So, Chinese people or, those who study Lao Tzu, Tao Te Ching, they also know that Lao Tzu taught that man actually is part of nature. So Lao Tzu says, 人法地, 地法天, 天法道, 道法自然. So, the relationship between 人 and the 地, 地 and the 天, 天 and the Dao, Dao and the 自然. That is like a Tao Te Ching lay out, this relationship. So fundamentally, according to Tao Te Ching's teaching, basically Chinese people, by Lao Tzu, Chinese people, this traditional culture emphasize that, man comes from nature. Now, Tao is ruled by nature. So when people say nature, basically it's referring to our creator, I believe. Okay. So the highest level is our creator, right? According to, the ancient traditional, spiritual teaching, the most ancient one is, the Taoism, right? Tao Te Ching. So according to Lao Tzu, it's the Ziran, the creator, that, decided the Tao. And the Tao decide the heaven. And the heaven decide the earth. And the earth rules the man. Right, so there are these multi levels of relationship there. So 天地人 basically is part of that simplified, version to talk about a man is under the power of heaven and earth. Agree or not?
Agree.
Yes.
Yeah.
So man is under the power of heaven and earth, but Lao Tzu never really tells people exactly the details about how our Creator, relates to humanity, because there are multi levels in there. You see, creator, Tao, heaven, and earth, and then man, right? So in that case, if we talk about other spirituality, Buddha never really tells any human being where human being comes from either. If you look at throughout the teachings, like how human body is created, nobody says a thing about how human body is created, if it is created, because right now in modern people's mind, human body is evolved, it's not created, right? So no spiritual teacher ever touched the subject about how human body is created, how human body comes about. Nobody. Did Jesus say anything about how human body is created? No. Buddha didn't. Lao Tzu didn't.
The Christ they made by soil.
Thank you. So there we go. Yeah. Now Christ didn't teach that. It's not taught by Christ. But I'm saying that the Bible itself, now, it's not Jesus taught it, because when Jesus was walking on the earth, Jesus was also a student, and he followed the religious talking. At the time, the religious talking was about the Jewish religion. And so the Jewish religion basically was about Abraham, right? Abraham, So the about the God of Jewish God, and that's what's in the Bible, the Old Testament. So yes, thank you for bringing that up. Yeah, you say. Yeah, I remember in the Bible, there was the creation chapter. And that addressed the origin of where human being comes from. Good. Let's look at that. So Bible says that God created man with soil, right? Nitu. The Chinese is called nitu, right? I think the English, they translate into clay or mud or soil or ground or dust, whatever, Like the man comes from the dust and return to dust, correct? That's the English translation about it. So basically, man comes from dirt and it will become dirt, something like that, right? So in the creation chapter, it talks about man actually comes from God. God created man in his own image with soil, correct? Yeah. So yes, Bible did say that. But not Jesus said. Jesus didn't say that. Okay. If that's the case, then what Master Li recently in the 为什么有人类 actually said something in great detail about we are men, why there are human beings and how human beings come into birth, right? So, do you remember what Master Lee says?
Yeah.
How Master Lee said, from what you're reading in your memory, what was the answer delivered by Master Lee?
The human beings, we have the sin, then come down, the level come down. We are when we are reincarnations, if we got the sin and drop the level is then come in on the earth is this is the very maximum level here in the town.
Mean the lowest place?
Lowest place. To come there, we are drop here. So now we must cultivate, the cleaning the body. Then we must go up one step, and return to the hometown.
There we go. So that's why you see reincarnation, right? You were saying that reincarnation, the people are supposed to be like the 4 seasons and always be human. I said no, because as a matter of fact, the fundamental purpose of being a human and reincarnate again and again is to be able to ultimately return to our true origin, which is in the universe. Our true home is not in the human world, because the human world is a God, according to a lot of spiritual teachings. This is really, a place for human being to suffer and to eliminate the sin. Yeah. And if you eliminate all the sin and God washed clean, then you will be able to return to your original hometown. Yeah. The original hometown is not in the human world, because your hometown is not supposed to be in the garbage dump, correct? Yeah. So that's why I'm saying that you were asking me like, fallen Dharma practitioners don't believe in continue to be human, right? I said no, because as a matter of fact, Jesus also are teaching his followers not to stay in the human world and to go return to his home. And so Buddha came to the human world and teach human beings also through spiritual practice to go above and beyond humanness. So all the religion, all the spiritual teachings are telling humanity the same message, that you are here to be human because you have sinned. And then as human, you're going to suffer. And through suffering, you're going to clean up your sin. And ultimately, if you succeed, then you will be able to bring back to the paradise or heavenly kingdom beyond the human world, correct? That is a consensus message for all spiritual teachings. Doesn't matter it's from the West or from the East. It's the same thing. But when you are human, you follow the human level law. So the human level law, the most fundamental human level law actually is human morality. If you don't follow human morality, you will never be able to clean up your sin, your karma, because you don't know what's right, what's wrong, what's good and what's bad. You will keep on doing things wrong. And therefore, you will not be able to be cleaned off all the sin and the karma, and that's why you will fail to return to high levels of your true origin, correct? Those are all taught consensusly by all spiritual teachings. That's why you say you want to, through moral teachings, help people to eradicate evil thoughts. Why we want to eradicate people's evil thoughts? Because those evil thoughts are exactly what's going to cause people to go against the law of the universe and continue to generate the karma and continue to rot and ultimately will be destroyed. Agree? Yeah. So it's not only Falun Dafa practitioners, but all spiritual practitioners. The reason to cultivate is to go beyond humanness. But how to go beyond humanness? And above human, what are the levels? Right? Nobody really, all the spiritual teachings, like Buddha says, follow me, and then you will go to my home. And Jesus says, follow me, you will go to my home. Do you know what I mean? So, all spiritual teachings, they seem to all have a heavenly kingdom. They come to the human world and teach people to follow them, their way. And then eventually they will bring these followers when they succeed in their cultivation to return to their home, correct? But exactly why this is the case, why there are so many different schools, right? Why the creator doesn't do everything, or the creator does, why the creator doesn't just create one school and the creator comes and do everything all together. Why there are so many different schools, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there are many, many whys. Why there are so if God creates mankind, following his own image, then why there are white people, black people, Asian, yellow-skinned people? Do you know what I mean? Then does it mean that there are multiple gods who follow their image to create different race? So there is also a question about different race, correct? So therefore, Bible doesn't tell you what's the creator for the black people.
They have seen.
No, I mean, Bible doesn't say that, Bible, no, black people, African American people. I'm saying that African American people, okay? African American people, their skin is black.
Yeah.
Now, African American people, they also have legend about their God too. Their creation, the God that created them, they have stories. Chinese people also have the Chinese people's 5,000 years of history and the creation stories. They say that the Chinese people are created by a female goddess called Nuwa. Not the Bible story about the Garden of Eden and the snake and Adam and Eve. No. Chinese people's creation story is different. Korean people has Korean people's creation story too.
Yeah.
Correct? There was this bear from the heaven.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah.
So Korean people has Korean people's creation story too. So in every regard, in this whole world, we know that we have races. We have the black race, white race, Asian race. We all cannot ignore the differences of the different races, right? But there was not one time that there was one person explain why there are so many different races if you follow creation story. Scientists, evolution scientists, try to trace the entire mankind to one race. Sometimes they say it's African American was the first race. Do you know what I mean? They go check which race is the oldest, with the oldest record. Do you know what I mean? That's what the scientists try to, routed all the different race to chimpanzee and let the whole mankind believe that our original ancestor is animal, and therefore let the whole mankind believe that we are no different to the animal. And right now, that school of religion is predominant all over the world. But the spiritual practitioner says, no, we have our God, and our God created us, right? So it's a chaos. Talk about chaos. This is true chaos about the origin of man. Agree?
Yeah.
That's total chaos right now. And who can bring order into the chaos? Who can shine the light into the dark human society? Right now, human society is very dark. You have people who actually believe in communism. And right now, China is totally dictated by communism. And the Chinese people are dying every day. And the bodies are piling up, burning everywhere. Dead bodies. This is the truth. Right now, the world is coming to the moment of human bodies piling up and to be burned. And the burning furnace are out, are basically, in great need. And the world doesn't even know what's going on. Everybody don't want to hear it. Everybody don't want to see it. And China is going through the most serious crisis of death cases, right? 3 years, 400 million dead. And the whole world doesn't know about it. Master Li was the one that revealed the secret. And then when the secret was revealed, then Chinese government doesn't dare to say no. After Master Li released such an incredible truth, if it is wrong, the Chinese government will definitely start to attack Master Li big time. No, you are lying, you're causing trouble. Do you hear the Chinese news say the one thing no about the Master Li statement? Zero. Why? Because it's true. 400 million has died. Right now, it's escalating, the number of deaths every day. 900 million people are infected in China.
900 million people?
Yeah. 900 million people are infected. Maybe even more. Okay. So, you see, Master Li gives the truth. Master Li shines the light into the dark human society. And those are the truths that people really don't, well, not normal human beings, ordinary human beings, will have no chance to really be able to see. But you have a great teacher who initially delivered the truth back in 1992 to teach the Falun Dafa students to cultivate your mind according to the fundamental nature of the universe, 真善人, to be a good person, to be a better person, to be a better person following morality, you know? And that's what Master Li has played the role, you know, for the mankind. In the darkest place in the whole human world, which is Communist China, one person stood out to deliver the light. And then 100 million Falun Dafa practitioners followed. Then Jiang Zemin started to crack down 100 million Falun Dafa practitioners, July 20th, 1999. Now, 24 years have passed. What happened to the Falun Dafa practitioners? Jiang Zemin mobilized 1/4 of national income to crack down and want to eliminate Falun Dafa from China. The policy is to destroy their reputation, to make them financially bankrupt, and to eliminate them physically. That's what Jiang Zemin's order. Mobilize 1/4 of national income, mobilize all medias, all police stations, everybody to go against Falun Gong. What happened? Jiang Zemin's dead. Everybody celebrates. China has white paper movement. Even the youngest generation was most brainwashed. They got brainwashed when they were infant in their mother's womb. Jiang Zemin started to brainwash this generation. Ended up, this generation came out with a piece of white paper. And as soon as that generation stands up against the CCP rule, the CCP system immediately basically start to show collapsing. That's why the zero policy was eradicated instantly. And then the whole China started to manifest the ultimate truth. People all got the virus. Why? Because everybody got brainwashed by the CCP ideology. As long as the system has CCP ideology, the virus will go into the person's body. Why when China opened the gate, encourage Chinese people to run away from China, spread the virus all over the world? Yeah, the Chinese people are coming out all over the world, coming into the rest of the nations. Do you see the virus are attacking everywhere right now outside of China? None. Why? As if the virus has eye. But it's actually not because the virus has eye. It's because the mechanism, the person who are sick, is not due to virus. It's due to their own deviation of their immune system. Their immune system cannot recognize right, wrong, self versus non-self. The virus enter their body, the immune system start to have suicidal attacks if they are following communist ideology. That's why That's why China is in big disaster. They will not run away from it because their body is wrong. Their mind is wrong. They're operating in the communist operational mode. And they will be doing self-destruction for themselves. That's the nature's wisdom. Nature doesn't punish anybody. Nature follows the natural stream. People only punish themselves because they are evil. That's called 善行得善，恶行得恶. That was the moral lesson we were doing together recently. The whole thing right now in China, that's what's going on, or this whole situation, is due to 恶行得恶. That's it. So all the people who are dead and being burned, why they are dead? They're being burned and turned into dust and smoke. Why they failed? Because they had no truth. That's why Master Li is delivering the truth to shine the light to the world and to bring order into disorder and to eradicate people's evil thoughts. That's the mission in your mind you want to accomplish, but Master Li has now showed up as, I think, the moral teacher. For the whole world, I think we should invite Master Li to lead. I think Master Li is most suitable for this role in the Sacred Virtue Way Institute. We shall write a letter to Master Li and invite Master Li, please teach us the light. And please help us to bring the order into the human world. Please help us to find a way to eradicate the evil thoughts of human being so that humanity can be saved. That's what I think. You and me should write a letter to Master Li. Invite Master Li to systematically deliver all the truths that only Master Li can make it clear. We have no such capacity to do so. But I think Master Li has that capacity to do so. And that's why I say, please, let's do the good translation first. 3-language translation, right? I mean, 2-language translation at least, right? Korean language and the Chinese language. And that teaching has the truth that will be able to shine the light into the dark human society and to bring the order to the chaos and to eradicate the people's evil thoughts. That's what I truly believe. So that's my suggestion.
Thank you.
Okay?
Thank you.
Yeah.